Hello Guardians, welcome back, it's Cool Guy, and here at PlanetDestiny, we are continuing our patch 2.0 coverage with the new exotic weapons that have shown up in the database. Now since they're there, most of them, if not all of them, should become available to us at some point during our time with the expansion. And Bungie has said that the Taken King has surprises in store for us, so with this preliminary analysis, remember that these weapons are subject to change. Now as we go through these weapons, I would like to point out the weapon's archetype as it is right now in the database. I'm going to compare it to similar archetype weapons, and this means that they will share the same rate of fire and impact. This way, you can start getting an idea of how the weapon's going to shoot, its time to kill, and all-around damage output. So let's get started. First up, the first curse. The description reads, is when death becomes an afterthought. This exotic hand cannon is of the high impact class. It is the same rate of fire and impact as the legendary Timur's Lash and Ill Will. The magazine's at 8. The sights are CQB, smooth, and soft ballistics. Mid-tier, we have speed reload, lightweight, and quick draw. The 3 perks are Deadeye, Triple Tap, and the First Curse, and these 3 look like they're really going to work well together and reward skill to aim. Triple Tap is going to reward you for being accurate. You can keep that magazine at 8 chaining. You get a boost of movement speed, range, and stability from Deadeye when aiming down sights, and a single precision kill from the First Curse perk is going to add additional range and stability into your next reload. Now, we're not sure if this is going to have a timer, but an initial precision kill from the magazine is going to grant you the maximum benefit of the perk until you reload. But does this weapon sound like it's worthy of an exotic slot? Yes, you get bonus range, and that's going to help offset damage drop-off. You get increased movement speed when aiming down sights. That kind of sounds like single-point sling, and the rate of fire is slow, so you might not feel the maximum benefit of stability all the time. Now, this archetype of hand cannon tends to handle a little bit clunky. It's got a low base reload, and you're almost forced to run speed reload on it. This weapon has a high aim assist and recoil direction stat at 90. Tlaloc is an exotic scout rifle with a base magazine of 20, and I might have said that wrong, but the description reads, release the storm, hold nothing back. It's the same scout archetype as the Vision of Confluence, 0-point life of the party, and another nail in the coffin, and many more. The sights include smooth, accurized, and soft ballistics. Mid-tier, we have hand-loaded for extended range, armor-piercing rounds, and injection mold. The other 3 are Grenadier, Eye of the Storm, Overflow. Now, Grenadier, it's been around for a while, and even though it's not a real flashy perk, it's still useful in all areas of the game. A new perk, Eye of the Storm, grants additional accuracy as your health gets lower, and the last perk is Overflow, which improves handling, stability, and fire rate when your super is fully charged. Eye of the Storm is kind of an odd one. Scouts already have great accuracy, and there isn't too much to be excited for when a perk is only active when your health is low. But the last perk, Overflow, screams exotic. If your super is charged, the scout will fire more quickly, have an increase in stability and handling. Now this is a pretty special perk. In PvE, you can have your super charged, run around, and have the added benefits to kill low tier enemies. Now when tier 2 enemies or groups come up, you can then choose to use your super when the opportunity presents itself. This will also be helpful in the Crucible, especially if you're using a one and done super like the Nova Bomb. Because most players hold on to that super, they wait for that perfect situation to come up. We want to get those multi-kills, but end up using it on only one person. And you know who you are, just bow your head in shame. No, I'm just kidding. We all do it, but with this weapon, you can actually wait for that situation to come up. And it looks like it'll be paired well with the Surge ability. And this perk sounds like you're going to actually have the feeling of being supercharged as you're walking around. I can't wait. It sounds like a pretty fun gun. Zalo Supercell is an exotic auto rifle with a base magazine of 36. The description reads, an upcycled torrent of righteous thunder. It's the same auto rifle archetype as the Abyss Defiant, up for anything for the people, and many more. The sights include CQB and aggressive ballistics, also smart drift control. Mid-tier, we have hammer forged, rifled barrel, and brace frame. The 3 perks are Persistence, Bolts from the Blue, and Zalo Supercell. Since you're holding down the trigger with a larger magazine of 36, Persistence is going to give you increased accuracy. The Zalo Supercell perk says arc projectiles will have a chance to chain lightning when enemies are close together. This makes us think of the Thunderlord's ability to chain lightning too. Its new exotic perk, Bolts from the Blue, grants a small amount of super energy and returns ammo to the magazine after a double kill. The Zalo Supercell perk instantly adds crowd control and it's going to be excellent for low-level enemies, but the intriguing part about this weapon is Bolts from the Blue, a nasty hybrid perk that includes a Field Scout type of utility on top of a Bad Juju-esque super synergy. We also saw in test footage that the Zalo appears to be an arc weapon, so this exotic gets full marks from us here at PlanetDestiny, and on paper, it looks like a top priority acquisition. And up next is the first exotic sniper rifle of the Taken King, the Arc Hereafter. Its description reads, huddled at the mountain's base, we had no choice but to beat our plowshares into swords once more. Its archetype is that of the Broken Truth and Patience in Time as far as rate of fire. However, the impact of the sniper rifle is the first of its kind with an impact of 25. This puts the impact higher than the Patience in Time, but lower than snipers like the LDR, Her Benevolence, and Shadow of Veils, which all sport an impact rating of 31. But looking further into that impact, aggressive ballistics can be added to this weapon, and it looks like it's going to boost the impact up to 28. We haven't even started talking about the perks yet, and this gun is already getting interesting. Its ballistics include linear compensator, smooth, and aggressive ballistics. Mid-tier we have snapshot, injection mold, and speed reload. The 3 perks are the Hereafter, Perfectionist, and Blinding Light. Hereafter's built-in namesake perk grants a combination of both Take a Knee and Unflinching. The Perfectionist perk offers a version of White Nail that refunds a magazine's ammunition, but it's got a twist to it. You must get precision kills with each bullet from the magazine for it to proc. The final perk, Blinding Light, has a chance to remotely detonate a flashbang effect when you get a precision kill, and all you Titans out there know how powerful the flashbang is in PvE activities. This could become very beneficial, but for whatever reason, Bungie has made this perk only have a chance to proc. Hopefully the chance happens more often than not. Even in PvP, imagine you're on the Burning Shrine with your sniper. Your team's rushing mid, their team's rushing mid, and you snipe one of your opponents. He falls and the other 2 are helplessly blinded by the perk and your teammates rushing to clean him up. It's also noted that the sniper has a high aim assist of 75 and a high equip speed of 70. This weapon's looking pretty good. But what looks even better are the Raze Lighter, Dark Dinker, and Bolt Chaser swords. They all appear to have the base same stats. They have monster impact, energy, and efficiency. Each of them has an elemental parry that reduces the damage from the other 2 elements. Scabbard has a chance to be rolled on all 3 of these, and that increases their available ammunition. And they all have their own special move. Raze Lighters is Phoenix Uppercut, a strong rising slash. Dark Dinkers is a supermassive vortex that deals a massive void area of effect, and Bolt Casters is Sword of Thunder, which fires a bolt of lightning that leaves a lingering area of effect field. All of us are pumped for the swords. They are set up to deal the most single target damage. Big props go out to Bungie for designing a weapon that not only looks appealing, but gives players an MMO style to it. We can't wait to get our hands on them to confirm how these stats work. Next, we have the PlayStation exclusive scout rifle, the Jade Rabbit. This is a timed exclusive until at least fall of 2016, and this scout is of the high impact class. It's the same scout archetype as the Galeon's Demise and the Scholar from the Trials of Osiris. The description reads, what kind of harebrained scheme have you got in mind this time? The sights include smart drift control, CQB, and soft ballistics. Mid-tier we have extended mag, speed reload, and custom optics. The 3 perks are the Fate of All Fools, Spray and Play, and Zen Moment. What pops out immediately is a low base magazine of 7, but that's kind of designed to be offset by the Fate of All Fools perk. The perk grants you bonus precision damage following consecutive body shots. Spray and Play and Zen Moment round off a fairly standard perk profile, and we're going to have a better understanding of this weapon once we get word on exactly how much the damage multiplier from Fate of All Fools gives. And if that damage isn't significant, you're going to be better off aiming for the head in the first place. Spray and Play works perfectly for the low magazine, but remember with the low magazine of 7, it can be boosted with extended mag. This will help your Fate of All Fools procs, and it's rounded off well with Zen Moment to kind of put it all together. It does have a couple key stats going for it, a high range value of 94, an aim assist stat of 75, and a recoil direction stat of 100. But the real question is, does this weapon feel exotic at the moment? I'm on the fence about it. I have a Galeon's Demise with full auto and crowd control that I'm perfectly happy with. How does this weapon sound to you? And this is where it went. The Bullen Gemini is an exotic scout rifle with a base magazine of 19. The description reads, fight your way. It's the same scout archetype as a Vision of Confluence, Another Nail in the Coffin, the Crypto Dragon, and many more. The sights include Accurai, Smooth, and Aggressive Ballistics. In the mid-tier, we have Single Point Sling, Hammer Forge, and Perfect Balance. The other 3 perks are Unflinching, One Way, or Another. Its first perk is Unflinching, which is a pretty disappointing perk. The final slot allows a choice between 2 options, One Way or Another. One Way improves agility up to 3 times for precision kills, or Another gives you bonus armor for body kills that stacks up 3 times. For a weapon that's been lost in time, we've been waiting for it, it looks pretty lackluster. The choice between One Way or Another looks pretty cool, but honestly, who here aims for the body? The armor bonus sounds great, but you should be aiming for the head. The quicker you kill your enemies, the better. So what is really going on here is a scout rifle that has Unflinching, Perfect Balance, and a perk that gives you added agility. Not impressed. The first exotic shotgun for the Taken King is the Solar Damage Chaperone. It has a base magazine of 5, and the description reads, my mother had a shotgun we called the Chaperone. Kept us alive out there before we got to the city. Amanda Holiday. But for real though, I didn't know that the Holidays rolled like that. They've been kind of holding out on us. It's the same shotgun archetype as the Secret Handshake and Dry Rot, but this shotgun is different, and we're going to get to it in a little bit. The ballistics include Accurai's Field Choke and Linear Compensator. The mid-tier perks are Single Point Sling, Snapshot, and Field Scout. The 3 perks are Chaperone, the Roadborn, and the Survivor. The namesake exotic perk grants an agility boost, and this shotgun fires a single shotgun slug instead of a buckshot. The 2 other perks are Roadborn, which grants a brief bonus to handling, range, and precision damage after you get a precision kill, and the other is the Survivor. This weapon will restore 2 rounds to the chamber when you get 3 precision kills in a row with Roadborn active. I'm not a big shotgun player, but this one's calling my name. It's the very first shotgun of its kind, it looks really fun to play with, and it looks really good. Having seen the footage, it's safe to say you're going to be aiming for precision kills in the Crucible, and possibly taking advantage of Roadborn. It may be difficult to get Survivor in PvP, but in PvE, you're going to be headshotting stuff for days. It's a very demanding weapon. It requires 4 precision kills total, and 3 of those within the window of Roadborn's buff. But by design, it sounds like it's going to be worth it to be precise. The Telesto is an exotic void fusion rifle with a base magazine of 4, and man does it look cool. Its description reads, "Vestiges of the Queen's harbingers yet linger among Saturn's moons." It's the same fusion rifle archetype as the Trials of Osiris' Exile's Curse. The ballistics are smart drift control, CQB, and smooth ballistics. Mid-tier offers lightweight, enhanced battery, and flared magwell. The 3 perks are Unplanned Reprieve, Battle Runner, and Harbinger Spark. Unplanned Reprieve gives the Telesto the exotic flavor. Fusion rifle projectiles attach and detonate with a delayed area of effect Void Blast. I'm a fan of Battle Runner. It gives a 4-second movement speed increase after a kill, and Harbinger Spark gives the incentive to go out and go for multi-kills. Multi-kills with this weapon spawn orbs for your allies. It's still unclear if this unique effect is a positive when it comes to outright damage, but there's no doubt that this fusion looks very fun to use. Depending on how big those detonations are from the projectiles, the Harbinger Spark could be a real game changer for fire teams focused on supers. The second auto rifle is called the Fabian Strategy. It has a base magazine of 40. The description reads, "Wait for an enemy to make a mistake, die, stand by for Ghost Resurrection, repeat as necessary." It's the same auto rifle archetype as the Hardlight, Monte Carlo, and the previously mentioned Zalo Supercell. The sights are linear compensator, CQB, and smooth ballistics. Mid-tier, we have extended mag, lightweight, and small bore. The 3 perks are crowd control, life support, and front lines. The crowd control perk is never a bad thing. More damage is more damage. This weapon also has a life support perk, and it's going to grant you extra ammo when recovering from your death. Front lines gives you increased weapon handling, stability, and rate of fire when enemies are in close proximity. Bungie recently set in stone what the role of an auto rifle is. The combination of crowd control and front lines is going to maximize your damage per second if you're willing to get up close. And there seems to be a trend that Bungie is focused on giving exotics the edge in stat procs. But it's hard to know at this time if it's going to be enough to justify the use over legendaries that don't lock down an exotic spot. And lastly, the Ace of Spades is the second exotic hand cannon of the bunch, and it holds 12 rounds in the magazine. Its description reads, "Don't play your hand unless you're sure that you have an ace in the hole." The weapon archetype is a pretty familiar one. It's the same rate of fire and impact as the Hawkmoon, Her Mercy, Red Hand, the Fatebringer, and so many more. The sights include True Sight, Steady Hand, and Quick Draw. Mid-tier, we have Reinforced Barrel, high caliber rounds, and Perfect Balance. The other 3 perks are Third Eye, Firefly, and Maverick. Third Eye has always been a good perk because you always know where your enemies are going to be. Now the other 2 get us really excited. Firefly is back on a hand cannon, and hopefully it's going to be available as a potential role for other hand cannons. Now the other is Maverick, which moves around from your reserves into your magazine after a precision kill. And now the Ace definitely has that exotic feel to it. We got Third Eye, the powerful Firefly, and an exotic perk that can create a magazine that in the grand scheme of things is going to be as big as your reserve ammunition. This weapon has some serious potential to it, and there's nothing really to complain about it. I mean, it sounds worthy of an exotic, and it's also a strong competitor for the Zalo Supercell to take over that top spot. Once these weapons are in our hands, expect full reviews of them right here on Planet Destiny, and let us know in the comments which new exotic you look forward to the most. Be sure to subscribe to Planet Destiny for daily Destiny videos, and if you want, head over to my channel for more Destiny related content. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I'm Cool Guy.